Thanks for clicking on this Inland Sports video. Make sure you give it a like, hit that notification bell, and subscribe to the Inland Sports channel if you haven't done so already. We're also on Instagram and Twitter. Find us. It's Inland Sports. And now join us here on the Inland Sports Show. He is the new head football coach for the Sharks of Santiago. I'm so glad I get to say that all the time now with Coach Bert Esposito. And Coach, we've got the same hat right now. In fact, I even got my Santiago sweater on as well, man. I'm all decked out.
Yep. Looking good.
all for you, Coach. Listen, congratulations on this new gig. You have won everywhere you have been. First off, obviously you played Santiago in league. That was a league game, for Temecula Valley last season. But from the outside looking in, what did you know about the Sharks? What did you know about Santiago?
Well, I've been friends with Steve Mitchell for a long time. We've been on committees and all that. My very first scrimmage at Ramona High School back in the day was at Santiago when Gerhardt was the head coach there. So I've seen the school change. We do a lot of our SIFCA meetings and all that stuff here. So, it was just kind of weird. I'm familiar with it, but to actually be on campus after hours, of course, and meeting the kids and all that, in a way, it's kind of deja vu with the Temecula Valley kids. They're very similar type of student athletes. Mm-hmm. And you could see that. I was joking today. I was like, wait, I will only go to schools where the girls' soccer team is ranked number one in the nation. It's like, it's just funny, they're very carbon copy of each other in a lot of ways, and high academics and, the pieces you need. And of course, Scott Morrison and we've been on SIFCA board for over 10 years together. I was the president for like 9. And so I feel very comfortable here,
Well, Coach, it's a great place that has had some winning. Like Santiago's had some good teams in the past. Obviously, that area has a lot of great football players. They've had some lean years the last couple of years. Yeah. What do you think you need to do here in the month of January? I mean, you have, it sounds like plenty of time to kind of ramp up towards August, but what are some things you can do right now to maybe feel like you guys are going to get better and improve and be ready for that first game of the season?
Well, the good thing is there's like 5 coaches on staff here that are running the weight room for all the levels, which, at Temecula, I only had 1 coach on staff and, a lot of walk-ons, and those guys work for a living. And so it's hard to get it all together, but got some help here. Coach Morrison himself still runs the weight room in the morning. And, he's such a great guy, and his character building and everything is like, dude, it's going to be easy. It's already in place, and I just got to add to it. So, having those kind of guys here definitely helps tremendously, on how I can run the weight room and all that. I'm meeting with everybody. I just met with the booster president. I met the kids today, coaches. I first want to interview all the coaches here at Santiago to make sure that, they're the right fit with me and vice versa. And then I've got a list of guys who have been contacting me, which, by the way, anybody out there looking, I will interview guys. Now's the time to send, any, you don't mind I promote this in marketing.
Do it. Go for it.
Obviously I'm looking for great coaches in the area. When your next door neighbor is Centennial, you need all the help you can get. And, so we're going to do some things. I work hard. I put on camps, clinics, big, within the community. That's what I've always done. And so I'll do the same thing here. But the people here so far have been fantastic.
So it sounds like Santiago is more similar than different from Temecula Valley and Paloma Valley. Is that safe to say?
Yeah, very safe to say. Yes.
So, Coach, you jump into this situation where you mentioned Centennial's 2 miles down the road, and we know about
Are they that far?
That far, I know, right?
I see them right there.
It might be less. In fact, and you can't avoid them. I think they're still on the schedule now, right? You played them last year at TV, and I think you got them again, right?
Well, I just found out that Centennial will not be playing Santiago.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know who they're going to play, but we're supposed to go play at Ukaipa to open up the season.
Oh, little break. That's a good matchup right there. That's some good news right there.
Yeah. So,
all right. Well, so you need coaches. Do you need games? Do we need to put that out there? Like, you're looking for any games, or is the schedule set?
We have the games. Coach Mitchell Steve Mitchell, the AD, Coach Mitchell. He set up everything, games, before I could get there, before I could do anything. So I'm like, oh, thank you. So but it's going to be a tough schedule. It's no pushover. Obviously Centennial's on a whole nother world, but every game on the schedule is going to be pretty tough. Yeah.
Well, Coach, when you look at that league, obviously you're very familiar with it. You were at Temecula Valley. It's ultra competitive. I mean, King had some great moments. Obviously, you guys at Temecula Valley, Murrieta Mesa. I mean, it's really competitive the way that conference is stacked up like that. You go to Santiago, and of course, they weren't on the top half of those league standings. But that's not to say in one season you can't be in the top half, because I think that's how close all those teams are. Do you feel like going in like this isn't hey, we're going to need a year or 2 or 3 to maybe even finish in the top 3 in our own league? Do you feel like this is a chance where you can just jump in there and, hey, we're going to be competitive right away?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, every place I've gone, whether it's realistic or not, I've always felt like, you know what, we're going to compete. And definitely in this situation, I feel like, I feel like we have a shot. And, they were just a tick away from competing at the top of the league last year. A couple key players went down early, and I know going into the league, I was like, Santiago's the team to beat. I mean, that's how I felt. And so, and then when they beat King pretty decently, I was like, whoa. So the talent's here, the kids are here, the culture's here. And so now it's just a matter of, convincing these kids, hey, let's go compete for this league title. Let's get in the playoffs and see if we can make a run like we've been able to do the last different schools I've been at. So,
Coach, is it something about just being a head coach that you just love, you can't say no to? I mean, did it cross your mind like, you know what? I'm going to sit back for a couple years. I'm going to ride my Harley. I'm not going to, you know what I mean? Or is it like, I love coaching too much. I want to do it while I still enjoy it.
Well, it's kind of interesting you say that, because first of all, I found out I'm not an assistant coach. I've been doing this too long, making decisions, and it's just kind of my thing. A lot of head coaches don't know exactly what I mean, and I felt like if I got out of it too long, I will never come back, because I have some great hobbies. I just give you a quickie. I just left Saturday morning at 3 a.m. with a couple of my buddies, and we took our BMW 1200 GSs and went to Tombstone. Oh. And then we came back. So, I got things that I love to do and all that. So I know if I didn't get back into it, I probably never would. And honestly, this situation came up. I'm just sitting around. I went to Missouri for Christmas break. I came back and I just said, you know what? The good Lord has just told me, put your name in, see what happens. And that's all I did. I didn't make phone calls. I didn't try to manipulate anything. I just said, God, if this is where you want me to go, make it happen. And I'm just taking that.
Well, it's a great spot. I mean, again, Santiago, good, community support, the families of the your players. From what I've been told, it's a great place. They value athletics. You mentioned the girls' soccer team, like they're unbelievable. So they really do value athletics there. So I mean, I don't know how many jobs you applied for. You don't have to say it, but I mean, did it have to be the right spot? I mean, were you kind of picky? Like, I'm not just going to go anywhere just to be a head coach for the sake of being a head coach. Did it have to be the right place?
Yes, that's a definite. I only applied for this job. I didn't apply anywhere else. I just, again, I knew the people, and they're good people, and you want to associate yourself with good people. And even the VP, JT Cameron here, him and I went to high school together. His brother, Josh Cameron at Norco, played for me. I coached him in football and baseball, and he also was my ball boy in middle school. So there was a little bit of a connection there. And I'm like, man, this, if they let me have this job, fantastic. So
It sounds like you were meant to be there, like it was destiny, like you're supposed to be there.
Totally. I got Steve Mitchell coming here right now. He's walking out. And he's like thinking, "What are you doing here?"
He's like, "Who are you talking to right now?" Is that him right there?
Always working. Always working.
Steve Mitchell. Steve, what is up? How are you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great now. Big Bert, Espo's here.
Yeah, wait, we had to get your brand new football coach on the show, man. He's one of our favorites.
Oh, I love it. I love it. He's here at the basketball game tonight. He's doing his thing.
Working everything. Gotta work. We have to work, everybody.
Hey, thanks for your work, Pep. Appreciate it.
You got it, Steve. Yeah, Coach. Yeah, he's probably thinking, what is he doing in his car? I told him to go home. Like, go home and call it a night.
Totally. No, you got to do what you got to do, man.
Yeah.
And both my daughters are 21, 24 years old. They're out of the house. I'm sure my wife, she loves me to death, but get out.
Yeah, she probably likes her quiet time too.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, I'll just go do what I do.
Well, Coach Esposito, listen, congratulations on the gig. Santiago is a great place, and I think you're going to be a great fit with the Sharks. I really do appreciate the time, and hopefully we can catch up this spring when you guys start running around, get the guys on the field, maybe a little 7-on-7 action. I know you're the king of 7-on-7, so I assume you'll be doing something this spring and this summer.
Yeah, I think we're going to start the first annual Shark Fest.
Perfect name. Just hit me up with the schedule. Let me know when it's going down.
You got it.
All right, that is Bert Esposito, the new head football coach at Santiago, here on the Inland Sports Show. Again, Coach Espo, congratulations on the new gig.
All right, thank you, Pep.
Inland Sports.